Kia ora koutou, and welcome to this, our 5th Provider Quality Forum, with the topic today being an introduction to some of the people for us peer workers. I'll start us with a karakia timatanga, opening karakia, and then I'll talk through some of the housekeeping and pass over to the speakers for the day. Kia ora te marino, kia whakapapa punamo te moana, hei hurahi mā tātou I te rangi nei. Araha atu, araha mai, tātou e tātou katoa. Huie taikie. So, kia ora koutou, hotu hotu ana taku manawa ki te whanganui hei no tamaki makaura hau ke otutahi aho e noho ana ko Angela Demaray toku ingoa. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Angela Demaray. So I'm a principal advisor in the quality improvement team here at DSS. Previously, these forums have been facilitated by Jacinda, the manager of our quality assurance team, but I'll be facilitating them going forward, and just want to say a big thank you to Jacinda for your work on those past forums. And some housekeeping for today. All of you entering as attendees will have your cameras and your microphones turned off on entry. You will not be able to turn these on yourselves, but we will have opportunities for questions and answers at the end of the session. So if you choose to ask a verbal question, you can use the raise hand function on your Teams, and we will unmute you and turn your camera sharing on. You then also need to turn on the microphone and camera on your end of Teams as well, but we can deal with that closer to the Q&A section. We will also have written questions available throughout the presentation that we will group together and then answer at the end in the question and answer time. So the way to do that is through the Q&A function. So you'll find that button on your Teams screen next to where you would usually find the chat button. We have disabled the chat today, so there's only the one Q&A function available. So the way that works is very similar to chat. So if you click on the Q&A function, you should have a panel down the right-hand side of your Teams screen. Make sure that it's got Ask a Question next to your name, though, that it says that in the window. If it doesn't, just click on the drop-down menu next to your name and select Ask a Question as the format. You may see other people's written questions pop up as they enter them into the Q&A function. So if someone has already asked the question that you wanted to ask, you don't need to write it again. Instead, you can support that question by using the vote up arrow. So that's a little arrow just next to people's questions. It's kind of a bit like a thumbs up like. And this is quite helpful because the questions can be responded to in order of how many have the most up votes. We'll try and get through as many questions as possible during the session, and these will be read out by one of our staff here in the DSS Quality Improvement team. And we will change between written questions and questions from the Q&A function. But anyone else that wants to raise their hand to ask a verbal question can do that by clicking the raise hand button. And a reminder that the session is being recorded, so we will be posting the recording of the forum on our DSS website after the event, along with a transcription of the content. And I just want to also acknowledge that we have 2 New Zealand Sign Language interpreters here today. They will take turns to interpret the speakers in this forum. So please try to speak clearly, and especially when saying names, so that the interpreters can follow. And if people are speaking too quickly, the interpreter may just ask us to slow down. Okay, so before I pass over to the first speaker, I'd just like to acknowledge that tomorrow is the 3rd of December, which is International Day of Persons with Disabilities. And this year's theme is Fostering Disability Inclusive Societies for Advancing Social Progress. And that links in quite closely to equitable employment for disabled people, which is something that certainly fosters inclusive societies. So it's wonderful timing to hear from disabled people today about the important work they're doing. So now introducing our forum topic today is, I think, Kelly or Richard from People First. So it will give you an introduction to the topic, explaining what People for Us is, how it came about, a little bit about peer workers. So who we will hear from directly afterwards. So over to you. So is it Richard that would like to go first?
Yes,
Excellent. Richard.
Thank you for the introduction. Kelly Wilson, my colleague and I are just going to give you a brief overview of People for Us and how it became about that. So, what is People for Us? People for Us is a peer visiting service who visits disabled adults in Kaiārahi who live in homes funded by disability support services to find out three key things. First is whether they're living their good life. Secondly is whether they're getting good support. And thirdly, whether they are safe and feel safe in their home. Thanks.
Kia ora koutou, ko Kelly Wilson, taku ingoa. So why has People for Us been created? The Royal Commission of Inquiry into Abuse in State Care found that people with disabilities were abused while living in residential care. People for Us was created to make sure that disabled people are safe and get good support. The Royal Commission said that more needs to be done to stop the abuse of disabled people in care, and People for Us will focus on the human rights of disabled people in Tanawhakaha Māori. So our roles, so People First, so Richard and I are part of the regional management team at People First, People for Us, but we have very lucky to have two partners alongside us in our work in the Auckland and Waikato regions, and that's Te Aha Ka, who they visit Tanawhakaha Māori in Waikato and South Auckland, and Vakatautua, which visits Auckland's Pacific communities.
So there's three key outcomes of the People for Us service. First one is that the disability support services will gain an understanding of the voice and experiences of disabled people connected by Kaha Māori within the services that they procure, as well as the voices and experiences of families and whānau. Secondly, is that issues of safety and well-being for this group of disabled people in terms of Māori visited by the Kaiārahi or otherwise the peer worker are identified and reported on at an early stage rather than too late. Thirdly, is disability support providers deliver safer services that are aligned with the Enabling Good Lives vision and principles. And just to finish, this is a photo of a recent gathering of all three partners where we came together for training and meeting over 2 days. Kia ora.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you both, Richard And Kelly, that's a great photo, seeing everyone come together. So we'll be introducing now our first speaker, who is David King from People First. Welcome, David. David will be talking a little bit about their work.
Right. Kia ora. My name is David King. I am a peer worker, visiting with people for us in Otago. About me, I've grown up here in Dunedin. I have a learning disability. I love animals and does rugby. I was a full-time carer for my dad and then later for my mum. I have been involved in People First for 15 years as a Dunedin member, regional president and national chairperson. I have been involved in TPA. I'm on the committee of TPA. I'm with your way. I was in law group. Now I'm on the leadership team. I have also many years of experience working for CCT, Qantas Checkers. We work with DAA every couple of years to order and support houses, how they're going for Ministry of Health. My role was to visit people in their homes and check they were happy with their lives. Highlight of my career has been working with Sir Robert Martin. In 2028, I've traveling overseas with Sir Robert, visiting people, first groups in Scotland, Wales, and Wilfred William. I went to New York where we both present at the United Nations building. Working along with Sir Robert has inspired me to carry on and work hard to make sure everyone's voice is heard. Why I want to do this role? I want to help other disabled people and community. I have a lot of local contacts in my community that I want to share with others. I want to help people have a better lives with less barriers. The training. I was lucky enough to be asked to be on the advisory group that guide the Donald Beasley Institute, where they were setting up their training. In the training, we release, we learn about the UN, about the Treaty of Waitangi, different ways that people can use their communication, and how we can work together with both parties. People getting the support and people giving the support. What is it like being a peer support visitor? You learn that every house is different. You learn that everyone is different needs. It's good to be open-minded, to get to know people, and really enjoy meeting other disabled people and hearing about their lives. It is good to be able to go with the flow and experience, an example of This was one of our first visits in the group house. We have been resting a few icebreakers and short presentation. When we arrived, we could see that people living there had very high needs and don't communicate verbally. This was not what we were expecting, and our planes went out of the window, and we needed to just go with the flow and take time to get to know everyone independently. This work is so important, and everyone deserve to have a bigger voice in their own lives. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, David. You certainly have some really valuable insights from your governance experience that you bring to your job. So thank you. And so our next speaker is James Carr from People First. So James will now talk to us about their work.
Sorry about this. My apologies. Kia ora, my name's James. I'm one of 6 care workers, and I first started back in July this year. And what I learned from the training we did down in Dunedin with DBI, Donald Beasley Institute, is I learned how to communicate with people that are in residential homes, those, sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, sorry.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. I did have my speech, but unfortunately I can't get to synchronize with the thing.
That's okay. Would you like us to move to another speaker so you can have a moment to find your notes?
Yeah.
That's no problem at all. Natasha, how do you feel about starting your talk now? Are you okay with that?
So ready.
So ready. All right. So we'll go to Natasha Brown, also from People First, to hear about that work, and then we'll come back and see if James would like to join us. Yeah.
Kia ora, everyone. I am Natasha Brown, based in Hamilton in the Waikato. Would you be able to change slides, please? I am one of the peer workers, Kaiārahi, that are employed by People First, People for Us team. I am also one of the peer workers that was first employed to be part of the initial pilot team with People First, People for Us. Kelly, my regional manager, believing in me and my skills when other people have not in the past, has been everything to me. One other person that we all know and that believed in me also, that was Sir Robert Martin. He told me once to keep up with my People First work, and he believed me like Kelly believes in me now. All my life, I have wanted to help and advocate for other people with disabilities, and now I finally can. People First and for Us has given me the opportunity, and that I'm glad to be able to share with you today. Next slide, please. We were trained by Donald Beasley Institute, and it was a great experience. Having people feel the same way as I do and then be able to make a difference is important to me. When we finished the training, we were sent our certificates, which I'm very proud of. The training leader also wrote in the card, and she said, "I hear you're doing a great job of it," which is no surprise of all, Natasha. What can we say? You're a natural social justice warrior. Your energy for and commitment to this role are second to none. This training has just given you the tools to do what you have been working toward for a long time. Your passion for advocacy is so obvious, and we know people's rights will always be upheld when you're around. This role has made a huge difference to my life, and now I have a job and I have wanted since I was 18 years old. I know what I do help changes lives. Could you please change slides? Because I have a disability, I'm able to connect to the people we visit. I have similar experiences with self-confidence and not having friends in the past, and being lonely has also been in care situations. I have now got to visit quite a few people, and we're working together to grow their voice. The people we have visited so far have chosen where we visit them at time and place that suits them. I can now see that as soon as I visit them and I say I have a disability, they relax and open up and are so comfortable. I noticed people talk about how they feel and they ask me how I grew my confidence, and they want to grow it too. When I revisit people, they really they know us and open up way more. Lots of people have not wanted us to leave. I'm looking forward to us to do more and more and grow people's voices. I know we are going to make so much of a difference. I really like making sure people feel safe are getting good support that is important to all of us. People also notice that I have a job and where I have come from in the past, and people really want to do that also. People really want friendships and to grow confidence and to be able to speak to staff and whānau about how they feel. I look forward in assisting people to do this and connecting people to speaking out courses through People First and others to assist us. Lots of people we visit want more friends, and I'm working hard to link people with places they can meet more people other than residential service they live in. I have linked people to friendship groups, People First groups, and other local groups and speaking up courses. These things have also helped me in the past and enabled be who I am today. Having faith in myself has been hard, but getting the offer and seeing the words permanent in black and white in the email saying I got the job, it was the best feeling, and I don't even know how to express it. Knowing how much of a difference I can make, being able to, by giving people a voice and seeing they feel safe and are happy is everything to me. Knowing also I have been through similar things and I can relate, that makes it worthwhile. Being able to let disabled people know about courses that helps build confidence, or even the friendship programs that they can join, means the world to me also. The connection between Kaiārahi and Kaiārahi makes a big difference to our work. Once my Kaiārahi commented that it's like two sides of the same coin, and what we do the same job from different perspectives, but both are important, and that's how I feel too. We work together and learn together and share the things we learn with the people. Change slides, please. I hope you all here assist the people you support to visit with us, as I really think it will make a difference. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for listening to me.
Ka rawe, awesome. Thanks for that, Natasha. James, are you okay to go next? Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Welcome back.
Just want to know, because the only way I'm going to do it is, I found the only way to minimize my screen is I have to flip straight over to the Word documents. So will you still be able to see me?
No problem at all. Yeah, on our end, we'll still have you on screen. You don't need to worry about the Teams.
No, cool.
You can just bring up your document.
Yeah, no, cool. Just so I thought I'd just ask.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, so kia ora, my name is James Carr. I am one of 6 Kaiārahi peer workers working for People for Us. I am one of the 6 original pilot team of Kaiārahi, and I work alongside Hayden, my Kaiawhino peer assistant. I have been with People First since 2013. My previous experience as Central Region President on the People First National Committee, Vice President for People First Central Region, as well as being a person who has lived experience with a learning disability, has prepared me greatly for the role and gives me the drive for the work ahead. In July, I went down to Dunedin for training with the Donald Beasley Institute. What I learned from the training with DBI was how to work with disabled people in residential care homes and how to communicate some of the topics that would come up during our conversations. The training covered multiple topics, including the Treaty of Waitangi, the history on disability, the UN CPRD, supported decision making, communication, privacy and confidentiality, and self-care. Since then, we had our induction into the role and have covered the visiting process, referral pathways, reporting and debriefing, and tips for guided conversations. I have completed 6 residential visits so far and gained a lot of experience from these. I learned how to adapt the pathways that we learned during the training, mainly with our first referral pathway teaching self-advocacy and options for them to have a better life. So far, we have had a positive response from the visits that we have made. As the people we have visited are safe and living their best lives, I have really enjoyed the work since I started. Currently, we are networking to spread the word about People for Us. We are meeting with different community groups and providers to see if people in residential services are living a safe life. Thank you.
Great, thanks for that, James. Awesome work. And now our next speaker is Ray Whaleafa from Wakatautua. So we'll just pause a moment and switch interpreters and then invite Ray. Kia ora, Ray.
Malorere family, my name is Ray Whaleafa, and I am a peer support worker in our new People for Us service here at Wakatautua. We are a for Pacifica by Pacifica community health, disability and social services provider serving families across Auckland, Wellington, Canterbury and Otahu. As peer support with my own lived experiences of not only caring for different family members with various disabilities, but also living with a learning disability of my own brought on by a stroke as a child. So I am blessed to be able to serve our Pacifica communities. Through my own personal experiences of disability, it has been hard. No, it's been really difficult. In fact, no, it's been nigh on impossible to access the help and support needed to take care of my loved ones and family. Part of it was the perceived stigmas around disabilities. You know, family must have done something in the past to deserve it, or you know, karma coming back to hit the family, and the shame and embarrassment that comes with it. you know, and another part of it is pride, you know, not wanting to reach out for help as it shows weakness, where, you know, where people and disabilities are still viewed with shame and embarrassment. Part of it also is, as Pacifica, we are used to living, you know, surrounded by friends and family, you know, where the village would look after the village. But that dynamic doesn't really exist nowadays, especially here in New Zealand. And adding on to this, I guess the main reason why we found it hard to care for our loved ones was our lack of knowledge and the inability of the professionals whom we put our trust in to point us in the right direction. You know, even what to do next, you know, was hard to get. You know, my recent experiences with Dad, who passed away earlier this year in April, highlighted my frustrations, where I honestly felt ripped off by the system. We stumbled along with supporting Dad from home, that we were really struggling. You know, we got the runaround from Dad's GP. You know, we were told he was the one that we're meant to go through, but he wasn't much help, you know, and that happened for a good couple of years. And it wasn't until Dad had a stroke at home in January this year, where Dad was rushed to the hospital. You know, I had to plead with the nurses, with the doctors, the staff at the hospital, to get, you know, any type of support for Dad. And somehow we stumbled along and got Dad into a hospital level care facility. In February, Dad passed away in April this year, April 24th this year, which really makes me feel, you know, some sort of negative way, which is putting it mildly. Even though I was Dad's welfare guardian, Dad's home dictated how Dad's cares went, and in some cases we didn't agree. But you know, we didn't know nothing about the system, so we were just thankful Dad was in a facility to give him the cares that he needed and deserved. You know, we as a family felt we were not properly informed of what was happening with Dad. Where today we still haven't received an official diagnosis for Dad, even though we were told by numerous doctors and experts, you know, that Dad had dementia, which made it hard for us to access support. I am blessed in the space to be peer support for people for us, because I don't want anybody to experience that kind of system helplessness like we did, you know. And you know, from the start of when I've started with people for us in May, you know, just finding out that, you know, we do have rights, you know, the Health and Disability Code of Rights, you know, our EGLs, you know, I didn't even know that. It's not common knowledge. Even our rights in the United Nations Convention for the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, didn't even know that. You know, so we end up getting these people who we put our trust in to help us, but they're not. And so since my journey here as a peer support, you know, we've learned a lot. We've learned how to engage with different tangata saili malo. So tangata saili malo is a Samoan term. It means people pursuing success, and ultimately that's what we're trying to do with our disabilities. We want them to live their best lives the way they want and how they want. And you know, and based off my experiences with Dad, you know, I'm blessed to be able to help our people. So yeah, thank you, family, and yeah, have a good day.
Awesome. Thanks, Ray. And good to hear on how you can draw on those experiences to bring, you know, your knowledge and awareness to the community. Thanks, Ray. And Next we have Saini Schwenke also from Wakatautua. Saini.
Hi everyone. Talofa everyone and warm Pacific greetings. My name is Saini and I'm a proud Samoan woman and also I work as a peer worker for People for Us. I also bring lived experience. I also live with Asperger's, which is a big part of my story and how I see the world. When I think about this theme, I think about my journey as a Samoan, as a mother, and as someone who's learning to embrace her difference and turn it into strength. So, having Asperger's means I see and experience things a bit differently. Sometimes that can be hard, but I also see it as a strength. Then there's leadership. In my role as a peer worker, I work alongside others who have lived experience. Leadership for me isn't about, it's not about being in front, but it's about walking together, being able to listen to them and also helping them or uplift them and encourage them. Within our People for Us, we believe that our voices, our experiences, and our leadership matter. So, for example of that is when we go and see our tangata ilimalo, they will need us to help them, empower them to live the good quality of life, and also enabling them to live the quality of life and giving them the rights to make their own decisions. So to me, that's what inclusion and true leadership are about. So we all have a role, some lead from the front, some lead from behind, and every person matters. As a mom, I think about my son. I wanted to grow up where inclusion isn't just talked about, but it's lived. So when I say I want to elaborate more on that, I want people out there to know that their voices matter. Where people with disabilities are seen, heard, and respected, where our Pacifica values and our differences can walk hand in hand. So people with disabilities should never be discriminated. They all have a voice. They should be included, and they have the rights to live a good quality of life like anyone else does. So within my role as a peer worker, I'm learning a lot in my role. I do struggle in areas, but I'm learning to be, my main skill is to be more confident, and this is helping with public speaking with others as well. So I'm blessed as well to be in this role. I'm blessed to help others wherever is needed. So I'd like to thank you all for listening, and God bless everyone here. Thank you.
Thank you, Saini. That was great. Loved hearing that framing of leadership. Thank you. And our last speaker for this session is Jessica Nelson from Te Ahika. We'll hear Jessica talking about their work. Welcome, Jess.
Kia ora, everyone. My name is Jessica Nelson. So I work for Te Ahika. I've only just started at Te Ahika since August this year. I have obviously I'm starting as a Kaiārahi in peer support. So this is my first time being in this sector. I actually come from hospitality, so I have a hospitality background, and I'm used to speaking and talking to people, but this is very, very new in regards to speaking on Zoom and everything. However, I've actually enjoyed working alongside my team so far in this industry. It's taught me confidence actually, and it is there has been a bit of struggles within like myself actually, but I'm slowly getting there. It's family as well as work. But as a peer support worker, yeah, I'm actually really, really enjoying it. I'm probably not going to speak as long as everyone else just because, yeah, this is very, very new. But a bit about me is I live in Pukekohe in Auckland. I'm whāngai right from when I was 2 weeks old. And I have fetal alcohol syndrome as well, but I've slowly come out of that due to a lot of work that's been put on to me when I was younger. I have really, really had ups and downs in my life actually. Being the youngest of 6 too, and I've really struggled at school due to my fetal alcohol, due to FAS. And yeah, that's pretty much me. But I hope everyone has a good day.
Awesome. Thank you, Jessica. That was great. You did really well. Great to hear about your journey and that you're now a peer worker along with our other speakers. It's wonderful having you all together for this forum. So now we'll sort out some spotlighting of our speakers today, of David, James, Natasha, Ray, Saini, and just Jessica. And we'll start the Q&A session. Just a reminder that you can either select the raise hand function to verbally ask a question, or you can select Q&A to enter a written question. And it looks like we'll get going there. I'd like to also invite my colleague Solmaz, who will be reading out the questions for our panel today. So welcome, Solmaz.
Thank you. Kia ora koutou. I am Solmaz Nazari. I am Senior Advisor in the Quality Improvement Team in DSS. Very nice to see you all. And yeah, and thank you for the kōrero. I really enjoy listening to your kōrero and learn from your mahi. So for the first question, we have in the Q&A function chats. Amy asked about of the homes that you have already been visited by People for Us. How were they selected? Did the people directly ask for the visit or an organization, or were they randomly visited? So yeah, who wants to answer the question? One of the managers or one of our peer workers? Kelly, thank you.
Kia ora. It's come in a multiple of ways. Obviously, we've received referrals from people just on our website or that have contacted us wanting a visit. Natasha, you may want to talk to about all the places that you've gone to visit people at groups or disability leadership groups within providers, different organisations. Providers have been fantastic about getting us along to self-advocacy groups or leadership groups in different places where people have said that they really would like a visit as well. So sometimes we approach through that way. We also have approached organisations to see if people would like an opportunity to visit, and many people have come forward for that. So it is really in each region we focus on that. But we even got some referrals from attending the ID Service Kapahaka group, and people came up to us there to Te Ahaka and other places wanting that as well. And yeah, so we go around different places, but also people approach us, and family members have come to us, or sometimes we've even received referrals from one provider about another provider about people there in a multiple of ways.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And the second question is from John Taylor. Thank you for everyone for introducing yourselves and what you do. What do you think are the most important things for you to look out for when you are visiting houses? Anyone wants to answer to John's question? Any of our? Yeah, Saji. You're on mute.
We'll just
Sure, thank you. Thank you. I'm Saji from People First, People for Us Service. What are we looking for? We are looking to hear from the person who is living in the residential service how their life is. We are not assuming that life is not good, so we are inquiring how good their life is, how safe they feel in the place where they're living. Is their voices being heard? Are they living getting a quality service? Those are the themes which came out of the Royal Commission's inquiry that disabled people spoke about. So we have got a very wonderful, guided questions which leads, and that is led by the peer workers who speak to them, and intention is to find out by those questions and by that corridor that their voices are heard. John, if that answers your question, what are the most important things we are looking for? Yes, they're looking for safety, quality, and are they living a good life? That's the three themes which we are looking for.
Thank you so much. Natasha.
Kia ora koutou everyone. I've done a few visits myself and I have noticed a few things. Kind of noticed, say, if any disabled person may have injuries on themselves. That's one thing we do look out for. Are they happy on where they're living? There could be maybe locks on cupboards. So we definitely have a look, see if they feel safe. We do have the guided questions, which Saja just speak about. And it's about if you have a good life. So any relationships that are important to you, safety, do you feel safe where you're living? Do you feel safe in out in your community? How about the support you get? Are you happy with the support that you get from the service that you're provided? Are you happy with the choices or having control over your life? So I have them on kind of little cue cards, and I ask some questions, and so that's what we kind of look out for. So yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Awesome. So we have a
David?
couple of hands.
David.
Yeah. David, yes, David.
Yeah.
You want to add?
Yeah. I was the one of the people on the ballot program for 6 months, and I got the confirmed I got full-time role. Right. Body language, look around the house, make their personal staff is around, how much choice they got in their lives and the house. communication, that they're happy where they live. They're happy with the people they're living with, because sometimes they don't have a voice on who want to live with them. So sometimes their voice not heard on who want to they not say who is living with them, and abuse. And you speak up that sometimes you can feel it as well if things not right, if things is right.
Awesome. Thank you
Because
so
with
much.
us, with us having a living experience of being abused or being knocked around with no rights, we can back up more easily the good points and the bad points.
Awesome work. Thank you so much, Ray, for this question.
Oh no, I was just gonna add on to that answer.
Yes, sure.
You know, we've been talking here of what to look out for when we go do our visits. You know, one of as well as the things that have been brought up. You know, we've been told to keep an eye out of like the physical surroundings, or like in the actual residence. You know, how does it look? Is it clean? I mean, is it disheveled? I mean, things like that. Also, what we've been, you know, what we've been talking about here is the interactions of the tangata saili malo and their support worker. You know, sometimes you can see with that interaction how things are with them. You know, does tangata saili malo look scared when they're interacting with their support worker and things like that? You know, are they constantly flinching, or are they looking down? You know, are they, you know, do they visually look scared, you know, when they're around their support worker? So yeah, that's what we've been, some of the things we've talked about. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think we have still a few minutes time. So the next question is, thanking all of you for your awesome presentation and awesome and amazing mahi. And they ask about following the korero about not being aware of rights and EGL principles. I wonder if there are any thoughts from any of the peer workers of ways we can make sure our community and whānau know their rights. How we can make sure that disabled people know their rights. Anyone would like to answer this question? Yeah, Natasha.
Oh, hi. As I was saying in my speech, there is People First that you can join. People First is a range of the whole of, like, you know, New Zealand. They can help with speaking up courses. Yeah, they help you with self-confidence. So there's lots of different ways to be able to, and People First groups around can also just, yeah, help you out with, like, teach about your rights as well. So yeah, it's quite big here. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. David. You're on mute.
Otherwise is TPA, another group that they will help anyone with learning disability with issues, and we talk to the government about issues. Able Good Life is to make sure we talk about Able Good Lives to make them to support them to take aside from houses to train them in community services like be part of community outside. So we like, instead of stay in your house, and do nothing, to be scary for some people. What's our community we can support you with to be streamline that you be part of community outside of the house. This where the things is not just flash with the system. So we try to talk to them, say what you want from your life. If you want something out from your support house, we'll support you to find a organized community will support you to do things in community. So have a good life is part of our thinking always of getting people out of the thinking and going a different thinking. Hey, don't think some way, think differently outside of a box and community. So it's very important to give them little hints and little books that there is more to life while you're living.
Thank you, David. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think Signies. Or
I think for me would be the rights for people is enabling good lives. So that's what I've learned in our People for Us team, enabling good lives, enabling them, making sure that they live the best quality of life, because we give them supported decision making on their rights, based on their rights to make their own choices. So it's based on choice and control, and that they are understood and that their needs are met as well. So that's what we're here for. We as peer workers, we're here to make sure that their needs are met, and for their choice and control over their life. So that's mine.
thank you so much. Yeah, just mindful of time, and I've seen that. Haley, you wanted to say something. I think it's a while that you your hands up.
Kia ora mai tātou. Actually, no, Saini put it perfectly. She's took the words out of my mouth. So kia ora for that, Saini. Thank you.
Kia ora. Thank you so much. And Angela, do we have time for me to read another question?
Not quite, but we are on 4 o'clock. Was the question about how to become a peer worker?
Yes,
because I'm seeing in the Q&A there's a couple of questions there around what opportunities there could be in the future for becoming a peer worker. We'll be giving you some in the closing slide some contact details for People for Us and other organisations. So maybe if that is something that you're interested in finding out more about, you could reach out to either the organisations that have been represented here today or us in the quality team, and we'll share those contact details with you earlier, because just mindful of time, we'll I just want to also say thank you so much, Solmaz, for facilitating those questions. It's been great hearing from you, our senior advisor in the quality improvement team here at DSS. So we'll wrap up the session now. Wonderful, truly wonderful having all of our presenters here today, and also thank you to our DSS colleagues in the background helping make this forum happen. And huge thank you to Kelly and Richard from People First for the introduction, to our speakers David, James and Natasha from People First, Ray and Saina from Whakatautua, and Jessica from Te Ahi Ka for sharing their experiences of being peer workers at People for Us. Thank you. So we're about to put up the closing slide for the forum, which has those contact details I mentioned you can reach out to, including quality@msd.govt.nz. Now, if you want to come back and review this forum or have a look at the transcript, or if you know of any other people who missed today's session, please direct them through to the DSS website, because we do post the link to this recording once we've written up the transcription. This is helpful for people who prefer to read the forum content rather than view it. So it's been a pleasure having you all here this afternoon for this 5th forum. I think, we got up to, I didn't quite get the number there. I think it was about, how many people did we get up to? A lot. I think over 100. So, which is excellent. So if you do have any questions, as I said, the details are on the contact slide and will be included with the transcript, or contact us here at Quality. So I'll close now with a karakia whakamutunga, so closing karakia, and hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and also a reflective day tomorrow as we observe International Day of Persons with Disabilities. Kia whakairia te tapu, kia wātia ai te ara, kia turu ki whakataka ai, kia turu ki whakataka ai, haumea, huia, tai kie. Thank you, everybody.